another episode of the Barn Session Podcast. I believe we are on session 12. My name is Sammy Coakley. I'm here with my two brothers, Ryan and Reese. Gentlemen, we had a good weekend of wrestling. Had some highs, had some lows. And here we are, Monday night. Time to reflect. Time to think about it. How did it go? What did you guys think?
I thought in their thrashing, in their butt thrashing that they got from Penn State, I thought Ohio State still looked pretty good. I don't know if they looked better against Penn State versus Rutgers, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought they looked good in the loss. I thought they had a lot of they took, could take away a lot of good things from that duel.
Definitely. I think if you give 125 the takedown, like you should, which is kind of its own subject, if you give that takedown and if you don't give Bartlett a takedown that he probably didn't have yet, and maybe Jesse Mendez wins that match, and it's like, okay, yeah, that was a really good duel.
Yes.
But the downside is Dylan D'Amelio looked bad in both duels.
Yes.
I was surprised to see that. I was surprised to see him because I mean, even on the broadcast, they were like, "This is the freshman versus the vet," and I'm like, the way I'm watching it, it looks like that, but the roles are reversed. It looks like Kasek was the veteran wrestling D'Amelio, just making mistake after mistake, and it's like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
And then another thing to know, I can't remember if it was one of you guys or somebody on Twitter. I think it was one of you guys that said the only losses that Penn State had were from transfers.
I said that.
Yeah, was from their transfers.
Not all of their transfers, but two of them.
Yes. All the losses came from transfers, but not all transfers lost.
Right.
Yes, it's a bug and spider situation.
Sure.
Or bug and insect. Yeah, it was still a good duel, and I do agree that there was lots of good effort. And their duel with Rutgers definitely also had some highs and lows. Feldman winning, D'Amelio losing. McCrone beat Peterson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Georg beat Paz, but Boozy got beat by Shaver.
Yeah, I'm not as high on Paz anymore because he had another loss. He had a loss to was it Joel's? Garrett Joel's?
Sounds right.
I think.
Yeah, that does sound right.
Minnesota? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we're gonna see freshman year Poznansky, which sucks.
How about Rocco Welsh though? He looked good this weekend.
Yeah, I was just about to go back to that. Like, does he look like he's the person, like the person who has the most capability
to beat Srirachi?
To do the thing.
Griffith actually impressed me this weekend as well.
Oh, dude, he did too. Now that you mention it, and like, I don't know if it was because of who he was wrestling, because Kennedy was engaging in the match, but I saw a clip today of him kind of collar tying, changing levels, reaching to one leg, and then like dashing and extending to the opposite foot. And I'm like, that's the Shane Griffith that I remember. That's the Shane Griffith.
Dude, but that first period, he was getting pushed around.
Really?
Yeah, which is not good. He just does not look strong enough.
No one does. Are we talking against Starachi?
Yeah, exactly. Well, he didn't look strong enough against Kennedy, and I'm assuming he probably was. I mean, I think that's just a big problem for him is his strength.
Yeah,
at this weight.
I didn't mean Starachi. I meant Bear Claw, by the way. My bad. He didn't wrestle Starachi.
He wrestled. I'm talking about Kennedy.
Shane. Yeah, but
Shane wrestling Kennedy.
Yeah.
In the first period against Kennedy, he was getting pushed around, and then Kennedy had to score.
You'd think that wouldn't be somebody that could kind of push him around, like, because he's up a weight class, because they both are. You'd think Kennedy would kind of struggle, and scoring wise, he did struggle. But yeah, I don't know. I have more faith in Rocco Welsh's capability to push the top level of this weight class than Shane.
Just
Lot
hop
of
on the
upside.
juice, bro.
Hop on the juice. Look,
Lot of-
and
A lot of upside for Rocco Welsh.
I can't remember if he's roommates or if he's just close with Ben Honest, but look, Ben Honest is big. Figure out how he did it and get it done. Michigan, Iowa. We were just talking about it a little bit, but other thoughts from it?
Iowa looked
flat.
poo-poo.
Mm-hmm.
Flat. Yeah.
Bad.
I saw, I think Willie Saylor said, aside from Real Woods, Iowa really didn't look that bad.
I mean, they didn't.
And
Really.
Huh?
They didn't really look bad. I mean, outside of Woods looked really, really bad. And I didn't see.
They're struggling to finish shots. Drake is struggling.
I didn't see that match.
Drake, he just struggled. I mean, dude, plenty of times he could have won that match. He just struggled to finish. And normally on guys that like to roll and dive and roll and stuff, Iowa capitalizes hard on dudes like that.
Right. They punish. They
Drake
punish
was
hardcore.
struggling. Real didn't look good in all three positions. Like his top wrestling, I was like, "What? This doesn't even look like you."
Yeah.
I thought in my mind, like in the back of my mind, it was like Sergio Lemley has a good pace and he hand fights hard. So if he's able to get that going, then it's good for him. And it obviously was. But I also expected Real Woods to just get to his offense and pick apart a freshman with that type of stuff.
Like pulling him, kid stood up and he was like hanging on him and trying to pull him down. I was just like, "What are you doing?" And then he got reversed to his back.
Yeah, that was
What do
bad.
you expect?
Yeah. And then to be down like 6-2 and not go for it, like, was he gassed or like what was the deal?
I don't know. I can't. I mean, he just got crazy, slapped a cradle on him and put him on his back. And he was pinned, by the way. He
He
was
looked very pinned.
Yeah,
I don't know why
I
he
don't
wouldn't
know.
call it. I mean, maybe he saw something we couldn't see.
mercy.
I mean, I was watching it and I was like, maybe he's like on his neck and elbows, maybe.
Nah, dude, they
And-
showed it at the replay, and I paused it. I was like, "Look,
There's
he's
no
flat.
light.
There's
There's
He
no
just."
looked
light.
very flat.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
And I'm from Kansas. I know.
Yeah,
I know what flat is.
we know flat when we see it. What else was in that duel? Gomez looked good.
Luan.
Oh my god! And I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
actually shut the duel off. I was like planning on going back to it too. I was like, I just can't. I just couldn't do it. I was like, I'm just not gonna watch this match. Frantic is offensive, but not. He doesn't have the style to like open Luan up enough, and
He got to his legs like probably 3 times, just could
Yeah.
not finich.
once again, they were struggling to finish, dude. They
Yeah.
were struggling on their finishes.
And
Yeah,
Luan, I mean, he didn't even get remotely close to a takedown or anything.
And
Didn't
then
even sniff the leg. I mean, he shot a couple times and
no stall calls.
no stall calls either way.
Oh man, I can't wait to tell you guys about stall calls later. I already told Ryan, but we'll get to that in a minute. And while that match was happening, Barriessa was texting us in our little group, and he was like, "Just watch Will Luan's feet. They don't move. They don't move the whole time he wrestles unless they have to." And like when you start to pull out of the match and like not have the perspective of you're watching a wrestling match and that you're just watching a spectacle of somebody who can keep a match as slow as possible, right? As mundane as possible. It's actually very entertaining.
Or it's awful. One or the other.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know,
Caliendo struggled against Bartlett. Again, just the offense. And who knows? Maybe they're training through this, or maybe the team is sick. Who knows?
Caliendo has not looked super impressive this season.
Did you say Bartlett? You meant Mantanona, right?
Yeah, that's definitely what I meant. I definitely said Bartlett because I in my
Couldn't
mind I
even
said
hear anything after you said Bartlett. I was like, did he actually just say Bartlett?
yeah, because Caliendo should probably smash Bartlett with the size difference.
Yeah,
But he probably wouldn't.
he
What
would.
makes you say that?
I don't know. I'm just saying based on because Bartlett's hard to score on, and Caliendo has been struggling with offense.
Yeah, you're probably right then.
Oh my goodness, guys! Come
I don't know,
on.
man. You never know. You never know.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question.
Yep.
Did you guys see this tweet about 165 about the weigh-ins or skin checks?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do we
Somebody
think
was
about
throwing
that?
a fit. Somebody was
Thoughts?
throwing a fit.
No. What do you mean? No, that would happen at. Hey. It's a deadline, dude. At a tournament, if you're not in line for skin checks on time, like you're supposed to be, you're not in the weigh-in area whenever skin checks start. You're done. No tournament for you.
Rules are rules. Just like there's rules. Rules are rules. Big rules guy.
These
Yeah,
are a little
Reese.
bit different.
Are they
They're
different?
rules.
Yeah, because we're talking about, there was
It's a pretty arbitrary.
There was no set guidelines into how they're going to deal with the gambling stuff.
But
right?
what is the like impact on being a couple minutes late to skip? Like, how does that give him an advantage? What's the? There's
Why
no
was he
advantage.
late? Was he late because he was cutting extra weight when he wasn't supposed to be? Because you're supposed to stop cutting weight as soon. No one knows why he was late. He just shouldn't have been late, dude. You can't be late.
I'm lenient on it.
This sounds like apologist stuff right here.
I'm lenient on the weight cut deadline.
Any away coach would have done it. Any of them.
Damn.
Any away coach would have done what Tom Brands did. Period.
Cutting me off.
Cale Sanderson, anyone. Any away coach would have done it. Period. Move on.
Still
right,
though,
no.
to make a fuss about that and get smoked.
All right, and we don't even know if it was a fuss because our information is coming from one source.
Iowa hater, yeah.
One source.
That's true, but I have.
But it's Tom Brands. He's a. Sorry, Sammy. Go ahead.
We were all right. The team was at a tri-meet duel. Oh, it was away, right? And the home team had one of the wrestlers. I'm not going to say his name. Had one of the wrestlers. Weigh-ins were supposed to be happening already. One of the wrestlers needed to cut a little bit of extra weight because they were losing a ridiculous amount of weight. Weigh-ins didn't start for like 5 or 10 minutes. Our coach didn't throw a fit. The other coach didn't throw a fit. It happened. He wrestled.
What year is
he beat
this?
Our guy. This was COVID. This was
Okay.
2021.
Thank you.
What's the difference?
We're talking about an outlier year. We're talking about an outlier year here.
The rule's still the same, Ryan.
No,
weight cutting is still the same during.
No. Because it's different because of all the COVID restrictions and all that. People are being a little bit more lenient on that stuff. Yeah, 100%. People were being a little more lenient on COVID.
No, the point is like, what is the difference? Like,
what's the difference between a weight cut deadline when there's restrictions, when there's face?
Well, then he shouldn't have wrestled. He absolutely shouldn't have wrestled. I'm saying coaches were probably being a little more lenient that year on that shit because of COVID.
I agree.
Pardon my cussing.
Other coaches probably would have been like, "Nah, you can't wrestle." I probably could see that, especially Alex Clemson. He for sure would have.
Alex Clemson were reported to the Big Ten and the NCAA.
Yeah,
but is that the right thing to do?
Probably not.
I don't know. It didn't matter because Mantonona looked good too. So
yep.
It's interesting to me though that Amin is struggling to cut weight.
I don't even know if that's the deal. I
yeah,
that was really what was going on. Or maybe he was just late. Maybe he took a nap and forgot to set an alarm. Maybe he was studying for a test and lost track of time. I don't know. Could be multiple reasons.
I don't know. None of us do. Yeah.
Don't blame Tom Brands. Don't blame the coaches. Don't put people in that position. Be on time.
Yes, sir.
Don't gamble.
High road, Ryan.
Don't gamble. Be on time.
There we go. All right. I like that. I'm with you on that one.
Don't run on the mat.
Oh my God.
You will lose team points.
Rules are rules. You all right over there?
That was a high school kid.
Oh.
We're cutting that high school kid some slack, right? Like, he's a high school kid.
Dude, I think it's so dumb. Yeah.
He's an adolescent. All right, okay.
You know me. I don't like some of these rules. I'm like, especially that
Yeah.
one. That one sucks.
Where do you want to go to next?
Who threw their headgear? Antrell Taylor.
Yeah.
He gave up a team point because of headgear, like
And
because he was excited. Like, come on, guy.
somebody on Twitter
Referee guy.
responded and said, "Act like you've been there before. Don't
Saw
cost your team a point and be selfish." And Antrell was like, "I will take this
Saw it.
advice into consideration next time. Thank you, sir."
I saw that. Saw that.
That was great. I thought that was a great way to respond. Do we want to jump to Sunday? Did we have anything from Saturday?
Yeah. I was almost right about Macy Kilty. I was about as close as you can get without getting it right.
That's true. That is true.
She
Ooh,
went-
if we're talking about Saturday, then
Oh, and Dom Parrish. Whoa.
what?
Didn't she won? She made the spot, right? Did she, or did Jakara not wrestle?
Car did not show up.
Oh, my bad. I knew that actually. I remember looking at that and seeing that.
That happened, and Emma Bruntel forfeited,
Yeah.
made weight, and then forfeited.
Why? Why? What? Does anyone know why?
Nope. Not. I mean,
No one's talking about that.
no, because my one source probably doesn't remember that day. So,
And I mean, where? What? Never mind. I'm not even getting into it.
no. Can I get into my thing?
I mean, I'm sure it's the same thing, but
Huh?
I'm sure it's the same thing.
It's about a tweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. I was gonna
Okay.
get. I was like, I'm not even. Yeah.
No, I'm getting into it.
Okay.
Thomas Gilman, for context for people, tweeted out on Saturday, February 3rd at 12:30 p.m. Central. Problems with our dead culture. 1. Making excuses for the loser. 2. Starting something and not finishing it. It's more admirable to step into the arena and lose than not step in at all. And he has back. So he says not step back in at all. So with the timing, with the context of this tweet, there's only
It
one
was
thing that
about
he could be referring
Yanni.
to.
It was about Yanni. It was about Yanni.
That's all he could be referring to.
Dude, anytime a tweet starts with "this is the problem with our culture / society," it's like 9.5 times out of 10, it's a terrible tweet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Absolute ignorance. Just one of the dumbest things that you could say from that situation.
And then you don't have the gall to like people are coming at you, and you don't have the come on, man, like say something back. Like if you're gonna get on there and throw stones, like defend your point. You know, instead you just look like you just kind of look like a dickhead.
The last time I think that Yanni signed up for a tournament and then injury defaulted or was supposed to wrestle at something and didn't wrestle at it was, I think it was all the way back in 2017 at Junior World Team Trials.
With his elbows?
Yes. But no,
That's what
I
I
think
was
he got sick or something.
Huh.
Like Ryan Deacon beat him at the US Open, and then he was getting ready for Junior Trials, and then yeah. So I don't know. I think it's one of the dumbest things that you could say in the relevance or the context of what's happening, because obviously anybody who watched the match, and let's give Thomas Gilman a break and say that he didn't watch the match and all he heard was that, oh, Nicolai won 12-3. Oh, awesome job. Well, Yanni's not going to wrestle the second match. What a coward, right? Get some context. Well, why didn't he wrestle the second match? That's not like Yanni to do, right? What are you? Or are you just like, my first thought goes out on a Twitter page. I'm going to tweet it out. That's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like you had the opportunity to be there and compete against Zane for the spot, and you didn't even compete. You opted out completely to not even do anything. So
You cannot, as a person who's in the position that he is in our
hypocrisy.
sport, you cannot try and send out that type of message, especially with the injury that ensued. I don't know.
I know, and it's like, and then your tweet looks like that Yanni just chose not to wrestle, right? That's what you're insinuating, but really, and the reality of it is, he wasn't cleared.
Dude.
USA Med staff said nope. Sorry, dude.
The
Taking
the
you to the
trainer on
hospital instead.
the trainer on the mat should have been like, all right, we're done. We're done here. He like went out there, like grabbed his arms and said, push on me, and then said, all right, wrestle. Yanni could barely stand.
Yeah, the
What are you doing?
protocol. The protocol. I saw this too. The USA Wrestling concussion protocol probably needs to be in line with NCAA.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't have to be quote unquote in line with NCAA, but at
No,
least
it
set to that
probably
standard.
probably should be. Probably should be. You get all the time you need, dude. It makes sense. You get all the time you need.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Yes, I'll agree with you flat out on it. I don't know. Dumb take by Gilman. I hope he's able to make amends. So I get it. Penn State, Nittany Lion Wrestling Club,
Blah, blah, blah.
whatever. Don't be like that. Sunday we had some duels. We talked about Ohio State Rutgers. And another one happened. Indiana, Michigan State. Not two high-level programs, but it was a crazy duel. And there are a couple matches in there that I want to talk about specifically to kind of emphasize the insanity that happened. To start it off, it started at 157, and Brayton Lee wasn't wrestling for Indiana. Chase Aldate goes out there against the Indiana backup, pins him in the second period. Caleb Fish gets a forfeit. The Indiana wrestler didn't make weight. At 174, DJ Shannon upsets DJ Washington. At 184, Lane Malsuski beats Roman Rogoski 5-2. 18-0 after the first four matches.
Yikes. By the way, for our audience, when Indiana wrestles and Sammy's texting me and Reese, it was like a roller coaster of emotion. It was fun to watch, actually.
Like if there were a way to grade the intensity of a roller coaster, this would be like the highest grade. I don't think I've experienced a lower low and a higher high in one wrestling tool altogether.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
I was crushed, and then I was what's the song? What's the song where from Creed? Can you take me higher?
Can you take me higher?
That's exactly how I felt. So after that, 197, Gabe Sollers gets an upset win over Cale Whistler. And cool, whatever, decision. Good, progress and move forward. 285, it's Nick Wilhelm and Josh Terrell. And I think there were two shots taken the entire match. Whoa. And they wrestled for 9 minutes. So this was a Will Luan Jared Franek match. But the star of the show was not the Michigan State wrestler. It was not the Indiana wrestler. It was the ref. Because this man unlocked a new rule, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And I need someone to double check on this for us too. This is pretty sick.
So, like I said, neither guy is taking any shots. Wilhelm's a small heavyweight. He doesn't want to get under a big heavyweight. And the Michigan State heavyweight knows that Wilhelm's fast and speedy because he's light. So re-attacks are dangerous. And so they're really just kind of collar tying, clubbing, grasping fingers, which the ref didn't like. At one point in the second period, he hit one of them for stalling. And at one point in the third period, he hit the other one for stalling. It was almost like passive and freestyle. And then they go into overtime. And about a minute into the match, they're grasping fingers again. The ref's calling him for it. And then he just stops the match and takes a second and then puts up both fists for stalling. And I'm like, okay, double stalling in sudden victory, right? So the next point scored in sudden victory, the match is over. So points were scored in sudden victory, and the match didn't end, right? And then he takes out his little, his red and green flipper, his coin, and flips it. I'm like, what, dude? There's a minute left. What are you doing? And both the wrestlers are looking at their coaches, and the coaches are looking at the other coaches, like, what the hell is happening? And the ref's like, in the event of a double stall in overtime in sudden victory, we go to rideouts. And I'm like, that guy just made that up right on the spot. There's no way. The commentary, Gibbons and Malik Amin, both were just like, never seen this before. He could have made that up. No idea. I have no idea what's happening.
Oh,
So
he had to have just read that in the rule book. If it exists, he had to have just read it in the rule book and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna find a situation to make this a reality. I'm gonna be the first referee in history to do this."
you think he was getting ready and like reading the real book with the assistant ref? He looks over at the assistant ref like, "You think we can pull this off today? You think we can figure this one out?" So they go to rideouts. Indiana wrestler gets up and away in like 3 seconds. So it's almost like a Will Luan remake, right? And the Michigan State wrestler gets up to his feet and then runs out of bounds. Okay, right. He's surpassed 4 seconds of riding time or whatever, so he can kind of cut him loose and then just hand fight and win the match. On the restart, same thing happens. Michigan State wrestler gets up to his feet and runs out of bounds, and you can tell there's like physical separation. My bad. There's like physical separation between the two wrestlers, and Wilhelm has to run out of bounds to chase him, and the ref is like stalling on Indiana, so the match is tied. You cannot let him get away unless you want to get the first takedown of the match. So you have to ride him out, and he does that, and the match is over. And you can tell both wrestlers are so confused and tired and just don't understand. They're like looking at each other and the ref and the coaches, and they're like, I don't know who won the match. Is the match over? Do we keep wrestling? Like, where do we go from here? And so the heavyweight won. That match is over. It's 18-6 going into the lightweights. Michael Spengler gets a feet to back takedown, ends up winning the match 10-8 over Tristan Lujan. Caden Rooks goes out and tech falls his opponent. Fongaro, this was another, probably a situation that the ref is not happy to be in. Fongaro gets taken down, and during the takedown, he should have called the takedown way earlier. He was probably taken down with about 20 or 30 seconds left in the match, and the ref called it with 11 seconds. But in that time, the Michigan State staff had thrown the challenge brick, expecting there to not be a takedown given. They gave the takedown, and as they did that, they stopped to address the brick. So 11 seconds, Fongaro's down 4-1. The Michigan State wrestler doesn't even try to ride him off the restart. He just gets up to his feet and Fongaro starts sprinting at Jordan Hamden and gets hit for stalling. So it goes from 4-1 to 2 and then 4-3. And time is ticking down, 3, 2, 1. Like he's doing like snap fake. And he throws him by out of a front headlock into a takedown with literally a microsecond on the clock. And the refs go back and review it. I'm like, they didn't give the takedown initially. There's no way they're going to overturn this because it's way too close to call. And then they overturn it, which Indiana needed to win this duel. And then Graham Brooks goes out there, controlling the match, and then goes out and pins the kid. And Indiana wins 23-18. Is probably going to be the like comeback duel performance of the year. I don't know, maybe
It's up there. Write it down,
dude. Yeah, that was great. That was great to see, especially if you're an Indiana fan, which there are not enough of us. So, yep, that was my Sunday.
Pretty cool.
After that, a duel that I was expecting to be way more entertaining wasn't.
Yeah, I had some stuff happen, huh?
We're talking about Oklahoma State, Missouri?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid Moore got sick, and they sent their backups to Moval, so they weren't available.
I mean, if the backups, how far away is Missouri Valley?
Hours.
When did Cade Moore get sick?
I heard it was that morning.
Because I was going to say, if your kids are making weight at 133 at the Missouri Valley, get them back. Bring them back. You just need one.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they thought he was going to be okay, and he got I'm guessing. He was like, I'll be all right by the duel. I'll be okay. And then maybe progressively got worse.
Yeah. That's another tough one. And then
it's a mistake that Brian Smith won't make again. He won't let all of his backups at 25-33 go to the Missouri Valley tournament like that.
Yeah, especially for a duel like this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You just don't know what's going to happen.
Not that, in my opinion, not that it would have made a difference.
Yeah, because, I mean, the swing matches went Oklahoma State's way.
And then the 49-pounder got hurt during warm-ups.
Joffrey?
Yes.
Interesting. I mean, I know he was hurt beforehand, so
He
or that's I think
they
he
were
hasn't
planning
been on
on
the map
wrestling
because of
him.
that.
They were planning on wrestling him, and he got hurt during warm-ups.
Man.
That's what I read on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Spratley wins in overtime. Fix bumps up and kind of has like a. He had 2 tight matches this weekend. He had a close one with Kleebov.
Yeah,
It
you
was
said that.
5-3.
Was
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I mean, look, if he wants to spend 1 week being like Dayton Fix of times past, that's okay.
Hey,
Just figure the offense out. What?
don't talk about Dane Fix like that.
Hey,
It's fine.
going up to 41 when you're a true 33 pounder, like in every sense of the way that you can be, and you bump up to 41. And you wrestle a tough kid like Josh Edmond. You
Yeah,
scramble out of a double leg the way that you scrambled out of, and you won a gritty 2-1 match. More power to you. More power to you,
yeah,
brother.
absolutely. And Fix is also probably a little bit lighter at 133 than he normally is, just because of 57 kilos looming at the end of the season.
Sure.
Maybe I could be wrong.
Seems like a ways away.
April, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be here
It is right after March.
Which is
month
also
wise.
kind of a ways away.
Yeah, I think it'll be here faster than we realize.
I hope so.
My God.
Why, Reese? Why do you?
Yes, I hope
Why do-
so.
Oh my God. All right. Anyway, 49. Yeah,
um,
we saw Jordan Williams in a backup.
right. We saw high school teammates wrestle each other at 57.
Yep.
Cool.
Anything else you guys like to say about that match?
Nope, nothing.
Man,
Moving on.
if you guessed that win, you're either crazy or lucky.
Crazy
There you
lucky.
go. Yeah.
I did win my
Uh,
fantasy football league 3 years straight. Just saying, I have a knack at being right about things, about people winning and stuff.
I have a knack of knowing.
Of when it's just your day. I know when it's going to be a certain
Sounds
someone's
fishy.
day.
Sounds fixed, honestly.
Maybe it is.
He's got the script.
Are
Maybe
you
I do.
employing yeah. Are you employing National Football League techniques? You writing it out? You making side deals? I didn't see 165, but it says on here that that Keegan O'Toole won in sudden
Five,
victory. Is that
5-1.
in sudden victory or not sudden victory? Okay. I didn't think it went to sudden victory.
I read 5-1.
Yeah. Yes. Which when I saw that, I was
Where are
like, yeah,
you
I don't
seeing
think.
sudden victory at?
On the week 14 recap.
Let me check track wrestling, just to double
Okay.
check. Let me double
I'm
check.
pretty.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I
Well.
misread.
I also have no idea how it could have been sudden victory and you score 4 points. So, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it wasn't sudden victory.
I'm going.
Okay. Braden Thompson got a sudden victory, upset win over Peyton Mako with a nice little kind of sit into a crackdown right into an elevator type thing that shouldn't have worked but did, which was, good for him. Plot beats Whiting. Elam beats Kyle Haas. Shout out to Kansas. Zach Elam beats Connor Doucette 1-0. Elam has not been. He's been consistent, but man, has he not been inspiring. That's how I'll put it.
Pretty similar to his previous years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a typo on Flow Wrestling
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
because 74. I'm guessing it's because 74 went into overtime and there was a typo for 65 on Flow Wrestling because it just says 5-1 here on
Yep.
track.
Which probably takedown, riding time, escape to an escape. That's probably what it is.
Yeah,
Probably what it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so Oklahoma State won by 14 points. But if you I don't know.
If you
What do you have?
If
What do you have on your mind?
so if certain wins and Mako wins, right? That's 12-point swing.
Sure.
Oklahoma State wins by 2 points.
Yep.
You can get a reduction in those 2 points if you have Cade Moore in the lineup.
Okay.
Yes, these things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
These
Right.
are the what ifs.
Well, so yeah, the what ifs, right? What I'm saying is like Oklahoma State got some breaks.
Not breaks. They just won, dude. That's. I mean,
Yeah,
the break
okay.
is at 33. Yeah, that's a break.
Yeah.
Ish.
And but you know, and they earned the other breaks, right? Of 125 and 174. They earned those.
Not
Flat
really
out.
a break because it's date and fix. So I mean,
And I still think what's his name would have beat Josh Edmond as well. So
taking
what
Jameson.
is
yes,
Hey, Jameson.
Jameson.
Yes, Jameson. Maybe you're right.
I
Too
mean,
bad we'll never
Oklahoma
know.
State's
No,
second
not maybe,
best dual
Sam.
team seems like right now.
Second best.
Second best.
Who else could take that? Would it?
I mean,
was the only
Iowa could
other?
beat them.
Yeah, but as it stands right now, what is it? Ohio State is the next
I'd
best
probably say
team.
Michigan.
Ohio State beat Michigan.
Yep.
I know, but Michigan
Ohio
beat
State.
Iowa.
Ohio
Bad.
State. Ohio State.
All right.
Look, man, I don't love saying it, but
When did Iowa and Ohio State, they haven't dueled in what, like 8 years?
What?
Is that true? Or did I just make that up?
I feel like you made that up, man. I
There's
have no
no
idea.
way they haven't been scheduled to duel in 8 years. They're in the
I just
same
know
conference.
the last time they dueled, or the last time Iowa lost a duel was to Ohio State before Michigan, besides Penn State,
It
obviously.
looks like they wrestled in 2022.
Oh,
Is that correct?
I'm looking.
I don't know. 21-12 in Columbus, January 21st, 2022.
that was
So
just a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Heinzelman beat Ayala. DeSanto beat Coons. A. Ironman over D'Amelio. Cassiope over Orndorff.
Good times.
Harchla beat Alex Marinelli?
Yes. I do remember
I don't-
this duel. I remember
I
this
don't remember
duel.
that at all. I don't remember that at all.
It was in Columbus. Karchler was a freshman. Yes. And it was a big deal because Marinelli was he was coming home for the last time or whatever, you know what I mean? It was just, or I guess that wasn't his last time. I guess he had one more year the next year, but they didn't duel in Columbus the next year. So it was
Right.
a big deal. It was a big deal. I remember it.
Interesting. The more you
Yeah,
know.
maybe Ohio State is, I don't know. It's either Michigan, Ohio State, or Oklahoma State. I'd still probably put Iowa up there too.
What about
It was just a bad day, guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Bad day.
I think they're matched up. Iowa State too, you would think, but I don't know. There's a lot of variables. Oklahoma State, I think, is maybe clear cut number 2 at this point.
Yeah.
Until
right.
unseated. Have they lost this year in a duel? Nope.
Nope.
they haven't.
Maybe some tough teams.
Beat NC State, Missouri, Iowa State, Northern Iowa. I don't know if they beat them yet. Speaking of Northern Iowa,
Should have hit the low
And-
single.
pulling things into Kansas, did we see Jared Simma's exciting last-second takedown to win the match?
Saw it. I don't miss any Jared Simma action ever.
That was awesome, wasn't it? That was.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
mean, he chased it. He chased it down.
He earned it.
It was cool to see. Him,
He earned it.
Bubba
Earned
Wilson
it-
was out
earned
there.
it so good that the other coaches were like, "Yeah, we can't even challenge that."
No, they're like, sorry, Conley, you did that. Also at 174, Bubba Wilson was losing 1-0 with not much time left in the third period. Almost ripped off a gnarly headlock on Ed Ruth. God, it would have been great. It was close. It was real close. Didn't quite get it. But you know who did get it from Kansas was Wyatt Hendrickson. And the thing that he got was like a
Wyatt
2.
Pendrickson.
Yes, Hendrickson. It was a short day on the mat for him, as it always is.
He's coming back to true form, to true Wyatt form.
Yeah, I hope you're right, Ryan. I really do. I really do.
So why did Serber wrestle against ASU but not Missouri?
To keep that match for conferences, right?
Sure, I don't know.
Maybe. Were there any other
Oklahoma
interesting
State
matches?
has beaten Northern Iowa already this year.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, because Keck Eisen and Plot. That happened.
Right. That did
did
happen. And Keck Eisen just,
12
man, he
to
looks
6.
good. And you know what? Freaking, while we're at 184, Boca loses to the Columbia wrestler again. I don't know if it's like so. I think what we tend to forget about in college is that specific matchups do create problems for wrestlers. Right?
Yeah.
That matchup is
Nate
a problem
Jackson,
for
Bo
Coach Boca.
Nickel.
That was
Lachlan
one
McNeil
time.
lost to
No,
Lachlan
dude,
McNeil lost
he
to.
lost to him once, and then he had a tight one with him at NCAA's.
He
He
did,
just wanted to get that one back. He's like, I'm not losing this again.
but then he almost did.
To say that it is not a matchup thing is disingenuous, Reese.
To Bo and Jackson?
To Jackson, right?
Hey man,
He's got a good matchup for Bo, or at least he did in college. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not being disingenuous. I am perfectly ignorant.
Perfect.
Okay, moving on.
So, well, this just keeping on like matchups being problems for people. Ryan Jack beat Lachlan McNeil again this weekend, right? I think that's going to put Cole Matthews as the number 1 seed at ACCs, which is weird to think about considering the year that he's had. Also in this duel, I didn't realize this until just now. Sonny Santiago beat Ed Scott.
Yep, saw that.
Weird. And we still have not seen Camacho back. We've just seen Jarrett Trombley. Do we know what the deal is? Is he hurt?
Trombley's going to be the guy.
Is Trombley the guy?
I'm telling you.
Dude, it's crazy. It's
I called
crazy
it.
that
No,
it's
dude.
crazy.
I called
You don't
it.
know. No, they
I
got
called
Camacho on the Super Soldier program.
I called it.
It's crazy that you can be ranked number 1 in the country at one point and then not be the starter later on in the year.
It happens.
I'll almost basically Anthony Casser.
Anthony Casser.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Reese, you making fun of me?
I was making fun of the way you said that.
It's Kassar.
Okay. Whatever.
No, get it right.
Either way.
Get it right. Get it tight.
Kassar, national champion, and Anthony Kassar. Also on the note of upsets, Marlon Yarbrough majored San Latona 15-7.
Sam's had an up and down year.
Not great. And like this isn't like a he just caught him. He scored 15 points on him. You don't get caught
Wasn't
in 15
it like
points.
this last year and probably the year before with Latona?
I mean, the first year he wrestled, he only had one loss going into NCAA's, correct? And he took 7th,
So
I think,
he
or 5th
went
or something.
14-3 his redshirt freshman year, and he took 6th at nationals. So yeah, 1 loss. No
losses.
Was he undefeated?
He was undefeated going in.
Nationals. The next year he went 14-9.
Yep.
And I'm guessing the weight cut was starting to hurt him a little bit. And it wouldn't surprise me if this year it was the same problem.
He's going to 41 next year, is what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. But I mean, he's freaking huge. He is so long for the weight.
He is big.
He's not quite
Spread your
reaching
wings.
That Boo Dryden length, but nobody should be doing that.
I don't know, dude. He probably is right up there with Bill.
Boo was 6'1".
You don't think Sam is? That long neck.
Dude, that's a lot.
You don't think
He
he's
definitely
6'1"?
doesn't look as gangly as Boo.
No, Boo's bones on his like arms stuck further out than anything else, like his elbows. Like Boo, I was like, man, this season's got to end so that Boo can be a healthy person again.
Whatever, Boo.
That's how he's always
Boo
looked.
could make 33 right now. Yeah.
I hope he's beefing up a little bit.
He coaches at Andover.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Yep.
Good for him. Who's the head coach at Andover now?
It's those Dryden dudes. I'm pretty sure still.
It's all of them.
No. I'm sorry, not Andover. Wait, yes, Andover. Yes. Yeah. One
Which
of the
one is it?
Drydens, I think. Yeah. Or both. I don't know.
So this has been talked about a lot, but I kind of wanted to get your guys' 2 cents on it. The whole what is a takedown debate
It's what it's
You
always
know.
been.
with reaction time, with with
I
all
can't
that.
decide. Is it? Are we noticing it because people are pointing it out a lot this year, or is it actually
Listen,
different from the
there have
previous
been a
years?
lot of situations where it's like, oh yeah, I can understand the argument for and against. You'll never ever get me to say no, that was not a takedown for Vinny Kilcree. You'll never get me to say it. It was a takedown. It was a takedown and probably back points. I'll
Yeah.
argue. You know, you can argue that. Did he have 2 backs? Maybe not. Maybe. Okay, but he had 3 points for a takedown. Period. End of discussion.
I
Okay.
agree.
And what about the Composto Jaffe match?
Takedown.
Didn't see it.
Maybe
Takedown
not
and probably
back,
a
I
near
don't know.
fall. Probably though.
Maybe.
I felt like he was on his back for a while.
Oh wait, that was the throw, right?
Yes,
Did
correct.
see it.
Correct. And I think
Did see it.
even in that duel, because Composto was down a lot, and I think he ended up winning like, I don't know, some ridiculous score, which is just, it's fun to see. Yeah, 19-12 against
Jeez.
Michael Jaffe. Is this
Jaffe. Those are
is this the
overtime
is this
boys.
the same? Is this the same? Yeah, is it? Because I know he's got a brother,
Yep.
but is this the one from like my age?
AJ was your age, I think.
He's
You're
not
a
the
year
one.
older.
Okay. Okay. No, this one started in 2020. This is the younger one. Cool. I think that's all I have. But oh yeah. So when it comes to reaction time, what do you do in a situation like in the Indiana match where if time kept going, there's a high likelihood that Hamden would have wrestled through that position and not given up a takedown, right? Or do you have to employ reaction time into that? Or is it because the period ends, you have to evaluate the situation as the clock runs out?
I didn't see the situation.
Sammy, I don't know if I would have given him 2 on the review. 3, excuse me. If I didn't give it to him in live in real time, I don't know if I could have went back to that review and given it to him.
Right.
It's too close.
From like an unbiased perspective, I completely agree with you.
Okay.
I was texting some of the guys on the team. I was like, I cannot believe he probably should not have overturned that.
I'm glad they did. Trust me, I'm happy as heck.
Super ecstatic
Yeah.
about it.
Shoot dang.
Probably wasn't the right call. Probably wasn't the right call.
Yeah, sometimes you get those.
Crazy, man.
Sometimes you get those, and like you said, that referee that day was more about him
Having a day. He was having a day. Okay, I think that's all I got from this weekend.
What do you yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's all I got. What about you know what? Let me say it.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Cannon Webster's tweet?
No, I did not.
Yes, freestyle being better, right?
Yeah, he was like, "Can we agree that freestyle is better?" It's the age-old, yearly.
Yep,
Freestyle
comes up every time.
Yeah,
I did see that, and I saw there was one reply where it was like, "Oh, there's lots of situations like this in freestyle as well," and to that I say, no. Wrong.
like takedowns,
Takedowns
are pretty clear cut.
It's
in
way
freestyle.
more clear cut in freestyle, and you're hardly
Exposure,
ever see. I mean, yeah,
not so much.
yeah, yes.
There are the one thing that I think about whenever I think about controversial calls in freestyle is situations where exposure is happening and you can't tell if it was the defensive wrestler maneuvering the offensive wrestler or the other way around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
That's where it gets controversial. But a takedown should be pretty cut and dry. I would think.
Yes.
Well, yeah, the whole control thing, man. I get that. I think if you put a guy to their back, the reaction time there shouldn't be a lot of like minimal reaction time for putting a guy to their back.
Well,
Yeah,
and if you put a guy to his back and he's clearly fighting to get off his back to not give up back points, then you probably got
Right.
a takedown. You got yourself a takedown. Throw up the 3.
Yeah.
You have to have some level of control if you have somebody on their back, whether they willingly went there or not.
I agree.
Right?
Yep.
I don't think a rule change is needed to correct any of this. I think refs
Yeah.
Need to
need
wrestle.
to.
I think it's an adjustment of the officials.
Make
Yeah.
make referees wrestle.
I just assumed they all had done that.
No.
I don't think they've wrestled with the new rule set. I think we get these new rules, and these referees aren't, they're like, all right, I'm going to apply it this way, but I really don't know what it looks or feels like.
Right.
So
I agree.
I don't know. Make them wrestle.
It's hard. Good. I don't think a lot of people fully understand like the different perspective and like the different scope that officials have on a wrestling match,
Mhm.
and how they have kind of this like they have the rule set, but they also have this like internal perceived understanding of the sport that's different from most people probably. Right?
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. I'm getting nods.
I didn't follow all of that. What'd you say?
Just I'm not repeating myself, all right? If you want to hear it, go listen.
Smile and wave, Reese. Just smile and wave.
wave. Yep. Yeah. I still do like freestyle more.
Same.
Looking ahead.
Anything else?
Just looking ahead real quick. Just saying what we got coming up. Just to touch on it.
Anything going on? Anything going on in your guys' lives? Spicy? Not spicy?
No, I'm just recording a podcast right now. What about you?
Getting ready for regionals. It's coming up.
You excited?
I am. It's always an exciting time. Yeah, it's an exciting time of the year. The boys are excited. There's a buzz in the air.
We have like bees in the wall or something.
I'm gonna punch you in the face, Sammy.
Good luck with that. Iowa, Penn State this weekend. Nebraska, Michigan. Those be good duels.
I do think
both on Friday.
I think Nebraska, Michigan might be the duel of the week.
Maybe 9 p.m. on the 9th.
Nebraska. That's another team. Who has beaten them?
Iowa.
Iowa smashed them.
Oh.
Yep. But like Iowa showed up to that duel. They did. They flat out showed up.
All the swing matches went their way that day.
Yeah, exactly.
So
some swingers.
And on Sunday we have Iowa State.
Reese. Give us more of
Northern
that.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Iowa State, Northern Iowa.
Yep. A little in-state rivalry.
Well, give me some more Simma action, baby. Simma down, baby. Simma down.
Simma on Gaitan. Right?
Yep. I like that matchup for Jared. Especially the way he's been wrestling right now. He's coming on at the right time.
Gaitan did pin Conley.
Okay.
He does that sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, he pinned the West Virginia kid. I guess I don't know who it was.
It was Conley.
Okay. Oh, 37 seconds. Man, that's crazy.
It was a crazy move. He threw him.
Yeah.
I think.
That is pretty crazy.
I remember seeing the pin, but I don't remember seeing how they got there.
We get at the end, 7 p.m. Sunday night, we got Penn hosting Cornell. That'll be some good matchups in that one.
It's a late duel.
It's very late. I don't know how those Ivy Leaguers are going to be studying for. I think they're prelims at this point. Maybe.
You know better than us.
I don't know well enough, obviously. Yeah, that's really what I see. That's interesting this weekend. There'll be some individual matchups to look at too, but.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I have.
I have nothing to rant about.
Nothing left on the nothing for Ryan's rant today.
Well, we kind of did it with the Gilman.
Did we take it over? Yeah, we did.
What about Reese's rant?
Yeah, Reese, what's your rant?
I want to talk about the war. There's a war going on.
Tell me about the war. Tell me about the war. Or do you want to wait until April to tell me about the war?
Is it a whole
not
war?
that war. No. All right. We won't talk about it today.
You holding it off?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The war on drugs?
It's in poor taste.
There is no war.
The drugs
war
are
is an illusion.
Only the war that we're battling to be the best podcast in the wrestling community. Later.
Rebels.